Our society and our world are full of these invented and built up and contrived facades. And sometimes some people come along with a hammer and smash that facade. It's a brilliant, powerful hammer. It's a brilliant, powerful hammer to smash that facade. It's a brilliant, powerful hammer to smash that facade.
Welcome to the future. Shit where you please. The Wi-Fi's killer, but there's no more bees. So there's hardly any flowers, there are very few trees, and you'll pay $1,000 for some honey for your tea. But we got these awesome collars, mine's an Apple Model 3. It allows for better movement than the Tesla X Elite. It lets you customize the ads that it implants in every dream. And for premium subscribers, doesn't shock you in your sleep. But it doesn't stop there. It can analyze your speech, and if it hears disinformation, then it notifies police. It's a swift re-education, but it knocks you off your feet like your booster every 7th week. I faced the future boldly with 2 eager open eyes, and I picked a couple nuggets up that blew my fucking mind. Like you can taxidermy someone while they're technically alive, and they'll shine when it's election time. See, the Democratic voter base will pay them zero. Never mind if voting for the scarecrow is a vote along their party lines. They could stare into its marble eyes and claim there's something dignified. Unlike real politicians, this one doesn't need an oxygen or kit supply. But its function is the same as those who came before. The goals are never misaligned. It still spends all its working time performing pre-recorded fleecing sessions where it sugarcoats your slow and hungry genocide, while pouring billions into Nazi coffers, all the while selling you the story that we're moments till the MiGs arrive. So fuck it, ask Zelensky if he'll help replace our leaded pipes. Watch a fleet of Penske's show, stacks of bills in every size. Guess it only took a black sun and a couple Hiles. Honorary goose step and some Nazi boots a quarter mile, all while Biden sneers his sordid smile. I don't know what was in this morning's vial, but it makes him stare 1,000 yards through all the prompters and the cards like he can smell the nearest child. His eyes are wide and wild, wider than the grave in which another 1,000 families were tossed in as I typed until they rose up to the sky unceremoniously piled. Which sort of flies right in the face of all this network ticker tape where the American economy has superhuman vitals.
And sometimes some people come along with a hammer.
See, I like to think my trial's gonna play like a recital. I'll denounce the world around me and accuse the most entitled, who weaponize their titles, whose pull is something title, who'd starve us all to death to best delight their blighted idol. So they might destroy the record, and I will never get to vinyl. So my word is not immortal, but it's final.
It's a brilliant, powerful hammer. It's a brilliant, powerful hammer to smash that facade.
I guess this isn't such an awful place. Is that what you want me to say? You prove it's possible to sleep for days and to still think you're right here awake. The cost of living isn't much to make. But God, it's so hard to save. And when they told you everything was safe, were you safe? Were you safe? Were you safe? Were you safe? I guess this isn't such an awful place. Is that what you want me to say? You prove it's possible to sleep for days, and I still think you're right here awake. The cost of living isn't much to make, but God, it's so hard to say. And when they told you everything was safe, were you safe? Were you safe? Were you safe? Fresh off the masses, the brand new cancerous growth, who has come here to vie for your vote. Come here to cry at the camps and to mourn at the shore for the bodies that float by the wreck of an immigrant boat. Then it's back to their luxury home, couple security booths and a moat. Couple cigars, little escargot, little booze and a soak. Just breathe in the steam and the smoke. Pink salt, lavender, candles are low. Shit, when you do what you do, gotta lighten the load. And he got a life of his own that's a sight to behold. And it's a lot to control, to decipher the code or to siphon the soul. The cost of a good night's sleep for the working elite is a bargain, no matter the toll. Worth any wager, and that comes straight from the mouth of a means to the goal that will swallow us whole. Ripe for the picking if you don't mind mold, and you know I don't. Maybe we're pleasantly prone, maybe we're taking a licking, compliantly ticking and ticking and ticking, but never explode. No, I don't deliver the prettiest image, but damn if it isn't an accurate vision of natural fission, of rage at the system and abject heartbreak, patiently waiting for any who'll listen. That little blue bird who was watching your words is a federal carrier pigeon, a Langley first. It's a patient observer who hears what it wants and is trained for the worst. Oh, you got nothing to hide. They'll be the ones to decide that after they root through your purse, after they read all your text, after they raid your apartment, confiscate all of its contents, then conjure up evidence out of the air on a wing and a prayer and malicious intelligence nonsense. Any presumption of innocence long since gone, right along with your comforts and constants. Historically first they will come for the communists. So why in the fuck would I say I'm a communist? Well, it might be I love my community more than the monsters of opulence who are holding us hostage, who are vomiting promises. Might be I'm all done seeing our pensions and benefits harvested. Might be I'm all done watching the populace being disarmed in the guise of an armistice. Watching a woman collapse on the floor who will rise no more. She is wheeled out the door and you're next in line for the pharmacist. If you can get me to vote, it's a hard no confidence. But part of the charm of deception is politics wearing the mask of incompetence. It's all in the art of austerity, darling. It's all in the slide of the providence. Until home is as wide as your cubicle height and is only as deep as your coffin is. Maybe I'm miles away from impatience, aching to break off the head of the snake where the capital lust, reptile brain, and the margin of profit is. Like off with his. Like off with his. I guess this isn't such an awful place. Is that what you want me to say? You prove it's possible to sleep for days and to still think you're right here awake. The cost of living isn't much to make, but God, it's so hard to save. And when they told you everything was safe, were you safe?
Good morning, Sunday morning. Good morning, Sunday morning.
write you a check too late. 2 years after your funeral's paid, 2 years after the grave, she'll be a little stronger for all of the dollars she saved. Watching you wake, watching you cling to your family slipping away. Watch her do nothing but pray. Watch her condemn the Republicans, take them to brunch and then shrug it away. Now watch us be outraged half of a day, then pick a new hero to face our leaders and think they could beat them, playing the game they played since Pelosi had real human blood in her veins. They're all one and the same, sold off stocks and they all maintain that the risk was benign and the virus was tame. Flash forward in 40 Sunday mornings fade, 250,000 people and it's wake and the cruise ship sailed today. So motherfucker, don't shine a light in my face. Wait.
Good morning. Sunday morning. Good morning.
Wait.
Sunday morning.
Wait. We're 40 Sunday mornings out from normal and the world is not the same. Said you waited for a warning, but the warning never came. Don't shine a light in my face. Said you waited for a warning, but the warning never.
No, Indy left. What is happening here?
To check out independentleft.news.
The Indie News Network.
Indie Left News.
Oh, hey, Indie Left.
Independentleft.news. Great work.
Indie Left News.
Independentleft.news.
Independent Left News.
Shout out to Independent Left News. Shout out. Oh, what's up, Independent Left? Friend show.
Thank you, independentleft.news.
The INN, Indy, you're wonderful.
I think Indy was onto something.
Independent News Network, Indie News.
Yeah. What's up, Indy, over on Rockfin?
Independent News Network, also known as INN.
Indy Left News.
I don't know if I would have made it through that 3 weeks without Indy, honestly.
No, I was just going to ask Indy.
A huge thank you and shout out to Indie Left.
No, you know what we're doing? We're world building, Indy.
Indie Left News.
You were doing the INN recruiting.
Indie News.
Independent Left News.
Shout out to Independent Left News.
Check out Independent Left News.
Academy News.
I see Indy's in the chat. Hi, Indy. Okay, great. Bye.
That's awesome. Thank you to Joe. Thank you to Sabby and everybody else that's featured in there. Love you all. Hi, everybody. Hi, everybody.
Hi, everybody.
I got this guy sitting next to me, Reef. Actually on the mobile, because I'm also recording this on vertical. He's actually sitting underneath me, but that's a whole other story. Goodness gracious almighty. Anyway, yeah. Thank you. Yeah, you're punching a hole in the thing. Yeah, thank you. Appreciate that. So we got some people over on the Rock Fins. We got some people. Is that really over on the Rumbles, or is that fake views? No, fake views over on the Rumbles. Fake views.
Fake views.
Nobody's over on the Rumbles, even though they say they are. If you're on Rumble, chat, say hi. Let us know that you're alive, that you're real. So we are live everywhere else, just testing everywhere. This is How Do We Miss That? I am Indy, as it says in the little thing inside my circle. That's me. That's my website, independentleft.media. We're going to talk about websites, I don't know, this week, next week, sometime. But I got this guy sitting, taking a vape hit next to me on the bong cam. Not on the bong cam.
Trying to get it working.
He can switch to bong cam at some point, which is his phone, but he has it on an arm, and we get way too up close shots of that beard and his ear hole, his ear cup at least. So, what's up, dude? That's Reef Breland. He's
Hello.
he's my buddy over here. So, okay. So welcome everybody. How Do We Miss That? How Do We Miss That is a show featuring articles written by independent journalists who expose corruption, cover workers organizing all the time, and environmental crises while challenging corporate establishment narratives and talking points. And we're certainly going to do that tonight. New episodes stream live now, Sunday nights, 10 p.m. Eastern on YouTube, Rumble, Twitch, Rockfin, Substack, very important, Facebook, Telegram channels, podcasts usually published within a couple days to Amazon, Apple, Google, Spotify, and more. Spotify in video format too. Like I said, I'm Indy. I'm the co-host, founder, editor of independentleft.news, indiemedia.today Substack, and Indy's Tech Tips exclusively on Rumble. Go check that out. Co-host gets the guy sitting next to me, Reef Breland. He is INN's technical director. He is the creator and co-host of INN News, which will be celebrating its 1-year anniversary on Wednesday night. And Reefer After Dark, when it comes back on air, which I'm excited for. At some point, we're going to have that happening. We're both founders of Indie News Network, INN, a collaborative family of independent content creators. You can find all our channels on indienews.network, as well as all the members that are a part of the network. The stories that we're talking about tonight were included in independentleft.news between Sunday and Friday. Actually, there was one I grabbed from this morning, or last night. I made an audible. It's just impossible to keep up with this fire hose, but I want to keep it relevant, fresh. These are just a few big stories out of the hundreds. Make sure share this link, like the stream, sub to our channels, all the platforms where you watch and listen. You know, we're everywhere, like I just said. Thank you to everybody. Again, Joe, who made Shut the Fuck Up Shitlib3 at STFU Shitlib3 on Twitter. Follow Joe. He's the best. You can actually follow him on YouTube too. I think it's youtube.com/at STFU Shitlib2. You can get to his channel, and he puts up hilarious videos all the time. So definitely check out Joe. We also had, so I think we're pretty much ready to go. Let me switch to our thumbnail. Oh, wow. I don't have the thumbnail. Okay, there's our thumbnail. Oh, that's from last week. I never put the thumbnail in. Okay, let's do this on the fly. So we're going to find that, and we're going to go to episode 73, and we're going to stick our thumbnail right in here. And there we are. Now we're live with the thumbnail.
That sounds... What?
Yes, horrifying. Yes,
stick your thumbnail in there.
Yes, we're going to put the thumbnail right in there. Great thumbnail, by the way. French Revolution. Maybe, we'll see. East Palestine from the locals. We're going to talk about the Temple Grads. That's our first story. And then we're going to get to Seymour Hersh. Having something to say about... Fun. Yeah, thanks. Having something to say about all the criticism that he's faced. And again, there's our thumbnail. So you can follow us on Ko-fi. It says on there, buy me a coffee. Oh my goodness, I got to fix Nightbot. Buy me a coffee. I haven't done buy me a coffee in ages. I think it's still hooked up to Stripe. It'll work, but nobody does that. Again, if you're over on the Rumble, say something. Hi, Rumble. We're here. Prove that you're not fake views, please. Okay. Temple Grads. So we've been covering this for 2 months at least. And it's over.
Like that.
They went back to work. Reef, I'm giving you an opportunity. Do you see your screen? Speakers. Yes, thank you.
Yep.
Left Voice, Indie Media Award honoree. All right, Temple's grad worker strike ends with important victories. Now, they didn't get everything they wanted, and they'll be the first to admit that. Why is this? Oh, because I'm not. Okay, that's weird. You're
weird.
Okay, hold on. Vertical sources, turn this off. Gotcha. Don't know why it did that. But it did. Sorry, everybody. All right. Temple's grad worker strike ends with important victories. Yay. I'm glad that's happening. That's great to hear. What's going on there? Hold on 1 minute. Full squad show. Why is that not great?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
What happened?
I gotta go. The vertical one was just messed up. I fixed it. We're good. All right. Temple. It's official. The Temple University Grad Student Association, which is TUGSA, has voted by a margin of 344-8. That's a pretty overwhelming margin. The 6-week-long strike of grad workers in Philly is over, and it ended in important victories. Well, what did they get? Now, this is written by Jason Koslowski. We've read 1 or 2 of his articles from Left Voice about this strike. So I wanted to get this from one of the consistent voices that had been talking about the strike and covering it. So he is a Rutgers teacher. He's a teacher looking in from the outside. He's an adjunct at the faculty union. So no, he's not at Rutgers. He's at Temple. It seems that one of the most important wins is Tugs had defeated a brutal anti-union campaign. Early on in the strike, Temple's administrators stripped grad workers of healthcare and tuition remission. We covered that. They returned healthcare to the workers before the strike even ended, a sign that the bosses saw they were losing. They also saw that they were monsters and it was just inhumane to do. Now tuition remission has been returned as well. That's good. If Temple had won using these kinds of measures, it would have had a devastating effect on union struggle, especially in higher education across the country, like in the looming Rutgers strike. That's why I said Rutgers, because he mentioned a Rutgers strike. He said there's also another big win. Tugs had destroyed the system of tiered wages for its members. That system of tiers left some making significantly less than others in the bargaining unit, and that's no small feat. Dividing members of a union against themselves is the order of the day when it comes to union busting. So getting rid of tiers is a key demand other unions are fighting for too, but one that many haven't been able to win. So achieving that really is important. Right, so grad workers also won more bereavement and parental leave, as well as important raise in pay. Not what they wanted, but in the first year of the new contract, they'll make 23% more. They were only making 18 grand or 19.5. Remember, we were talking about 27,000, and it's going to get by 2026, they'll get up to about 30%, which is 19 to 27,000. That's still not even close to where they need to be. The deal isn't perfect, to be sure. For example, thanks. Nobody's making money here. I mean, I don't think that although Temple is a massive endowment, they also have massive expenses. It's not like they're running a profitable, a for-profit business there. For example, the wage bump takes grad worker pay closer to a living wage in Philly, but won't take it all the way there. From the outside, it seems that more could have been won. Key reason is that my own faculty union didn't throw its full weight into the struggle, and I'll come back to that in a minute. That's Jason's opinion, and here are some of the lessons that we learned. We should talk about how one of the most important things about this strike, which is how they won and what it won, a militancy, creativity, and cunning that could inspire others in the U.S. labor struggle, especially at colleges and universities. Getting the press out they made no end of trouble for the university's bosses. That's right. They built big, loud, disruptive pickets. Crucially, over the course of struggle, Tugs's rank and file intensified those pickets from normal ones, which are marching, chanting, singing, but allowing people to and fro, to hard ones, where grad workers set up a series of pickets to block trucks and stop scab drivers from entering buildings. They linked arms, letting students and others in and out of the building, but blocking the UPS supervisors. And it worked. This is what the paragraph to me that was everything. Solidarity was key. In February, Tugs had linked up with undergrads, like the Union for Undergrads, TUWOC, which is funny.
These names are crazy.
Sounding.
Tugs, TUWOC. What is this? A Star Wars?
This is what happened here, right? But this is what happens with all these acronyms. But TUWOC staged a 2,000-strong walkout that ended by surrounding the president's office. Oof. When the university hired wildly unqualified teachers as scabs, the grad workers helped spark a class action lawsuit by parents against the university. Tugs helped push leaders of his own union for faculty, librarians, and others to ramp up its anti-scabbing message. Of course they did. Yeah, they wanted to see those guys cross the picket lines. Rank and file faculty organized across their departments and colleagues to flood the bosses with signed statements of support for Tugs. Now remember, this is just the Grad Students Association, and grad students are a really critical part of universities, but they still are a small part. So you're talking about between the students and the full-time professors and all the school administrators, none of them are affected by any of this stuff and any of this pay. Now, the undergrads are certainly affected by not having grad students there to teach them and to teach those classes. The professors are certainly affected by not having the grad students there to teach those classes and to help audit and to grade and to control, to do whatever the hell they do for those classes. I mean, they are really critical, and they're highly underpaid, and everybody knows it. It's just one of the things that they do to cut their teeth, to pay their dues while they're learning, while they're going to school. It's almost like a residency for doctors in a way. But momentum was building throughout the semester. It crested in March when the hard picket started and when his union started organizing for a no-confidence vote in Temple's President Wingard. So Exhibit A was the sadistic way that he responded to the strike. And by itself was a no-confidence vote. Can't dethrone the leader of a university, but it can start the process. It started conversations. It became clear that President Wingard was rattled. So once proceedings toward a vote started, he sent an alarmed email to the university and gave the vote free publicity to say that the harsh austerity moves are needed for the sake of the university. This is not the kind of message you send to win over students or grad workers or faculty. Nope. It was a message to his bosses, the board of trustees, kind of public pleading for his job. It's no coincidence that this deal was struck amid the whirring of the machinery of the no confidence vote. So, getting the discussions of the potential of a no confidence vote got a fire lit under him, and he's like, wait a minute. Let me first make sure that I'm appealing to my bosses so that that's not necessarily going to happen, at least from the top, maybe from underneath, but at least I'll have support from above.
President my boss. So Jason does concede that they could have one more with more solidarity, and this is where he's talking about his own union. That it's clear, in other words, TUGSA won what it did because of the solidarity and militancy that it built up. But I think it could have won more. Like if my union, TAUP, threw its full bulk into the fight, and to be sure, there were key ways that they stood behind it, like delivering food and beginning to organize a vote of no confidence in the president, right? We shouldn't sneeze at any of this. All of it mattered. But right when the strike first started, his union leader's messaging was almost ambivalent, because I don't think that anybody, and Jason understands this. An early email said that many of us would not need to scab, though maybe some might. Not exactly a full-throated rejection of scabbing. It was only on February 8th, weeks into the struggle, that this line was hardened in an all-union email to, quote, the subject line, say no to scabbing. And that's what it should have been from the first minute. We all know this. I mean, they're a union. I'm really saddened to hear that they would endorse crossing a picket line against another union within the school, because what's going to happen when they decide that they want to go out on strike? Are they going to get the kind of solidarity that they want? More importantly, there were just too few of us on the pickets next to TUGSA. Some of us were there for sure, though not many. Especially early on, our leadership told us time and again that joining the pickets would violate our no-strike clause in our contract. Well, not if you're still doing your own classes. For background, it's normally not forbidden to walk on another union's pickets. That's a First Amendment right. And yet our leadership had agreed to a no-strike clause in our contract, which is so wildly prohibitive that it expressly forbids even constitutional activity like walking on a picket. Right. Grad workers told me again and again, a mortal fear of that clause has been drummed into my union's rank and file. Right. First of all, a no-strike clause should never have been accepted. Straight up telling them, don't help them, essentially.
Well, what they're saying is that if you help them, you are technically violating our union's agreement with the university to not do that unless we have beef. But they're going to have beef with other unions, and they're effectively finding a way to abolish or banish solidarity strikes. The power of workers like us comes from the fact that we do everything that a business needs to run. teaching and grading, sweeping and cooking, coding and pouring coffee. We're the ones who make the bosses rich. We flex our muscles by refusing to work, and giving up the right to strike means we agree to fight with our hands tied behind our backs. No wonder our bosses love the no-strike clause. And certainly any clause like this prohibiting constitutional activity like walking on another person's pickets should have been laughed out of the room at any bargaining session. Why wasn't it? Besides, there was absolutely no way for the university to tell us if any of us were on the pickets. I don't. They were so busy scrambling for scabs the entire strike, they had no time or personnel to even check up on us. Yes, but they will, Jason. The boss's threat here was totally empty, and that became clear from day one of the strike. It would have been child's play for our leaders to organize contingents of teachers, quote, under the table to the pickets, and they refused. But there's a deeper reason for such timidity at play here. For years, my union's leadership left us unprepared to fight the way we need to. So when a strike was knocking on our door asking for help, we didn't know what to do. Strike is almost a dirty word for our union leaders in any meeting I'm at, even though our contract, with its no-strike clause, ends in October. 3 years ago at our last contract, leadership told us that TAUP isn't ready to strike. It'll take time and careful preparation. But that was 3 years ago. Of
course it will.
And in that whole time, they never started preparing. Now we're facing down our next negotiations this year. And now we've been left unprepared to fight the way we'll need to fight for a better contract again, let alone walk the pickets in support of the strikes. The Temple bosses were vicious to TUGSA, and TUGSA only won through a strike they'd been preparing for years. Their strike is how they won what they did. Is there any chance we could win a deal anywhere close to TUGSA's without a pitched fight? Good question. But all this points to the problems with top-down business unionism. Okay. That's been the norm. That's what's been the norm in the U.S. labor movement, not just in my union, for far too long. It's a model that says unions don't need to fight and strike to win. They just need to trust the wiles of union leaders and their political allies, the Democrats, who will do the fighting for us. Sure they will. Unions make a harder pivot to that approach than ever before, starting in 1980. The last 40 years show that this strategy is a strategy for losing. So it served as the midwife to perhaps the most catastrophic decline in the U.S. labor movement in its history. But imagine a different situation. Imagine my union had been preparing for our own strike for the last 3 years, building up a network of strike captains in every department, and creating escalating rallies to ready ourselves to screw up our courage. So when our contract runs out on this October, now jump forward to the TUGSA strike this past January, all of a sudden there's a strike on our doorstep and it starts knocking. Now we'd have a union that had been training itself and not been afraid but to fight, practicing basic skills like rallying and creating a communication network to mobilize ourselves in big numbers. We should learn from this. In that world, it'd probably be pretty hard to stop a lot of us from being on that picket line. We already know TUGSA built up its numbers through years of strike prep. Right? Imagine how much TAUP's numbers would have increased. Our membership, in fact, did jump during the TUGSA strike. Right? With those bigger numbers and with more prep, who knows what else we could have done too, like a sick out. When I was in the IWW, we used to say there's no such thing as an illegal strike, just a strike that has the power to win or one that doesn't. Yep. All right. Imagine in that alternate universe how much stronger the TUGSA strike would have been and how much more TUGSA would have won. And it's not just about TUGSA. Any union winning big at Temple is good for every union at Temple. And that's what we were saying. And across Philly and for unions across the United States in general. I mean, look at what the LA teachers, they got a 33% increase, but it was like below living wage, $32,500. For a starting teacher, I believe, but from $25,000, it's going to take years to get there. Big wins raise the floor across the board, and they spread inspiration like sparks. Agreed. The Tugsah strike offers a key lesson. In other words, militant pickets and active solidarity mean victory, and the more the better. It's a lesson that my own union and every union should pay attention to. All right, and then he's got a whole other section. I just wanted to shout out the Talking Wombat over on the Rockfin said they needed the French garbage haulers to back them up. Then they get all the demands. And we're going to talk about the French garbage haulers later, backing up all the garbage onto the members of parliament. I love those guys. It's amazing. They were kind of dicks to me when I was there, French people, but man, what they're doing is amazing. And we're going to recognize what they're up to and talk about some of that in a little bit. Ripple effects. So what's happening and what's going to be a result from this strike is we will see you all at the Rutgers picket lines. Okay, that's how Tugsah ended its daily strike debrief. Right, Rutgers faculty down the road, just from us in Philly, is preparing for its own strike. All right, at the University of Pennsylvania, undergrads are unionizing, so are medical residents at Penn, but not just Philly. UTLA, like I just said, the primary ed teacher union in LA looks like it might go on strike in the near future, and actually did for 3 days, and they did win some pretty substantive concessions. Now, people were complaining that it wasn't enough, and it will never be enough, but they're getting 35% raises, and that's not nothing. It's several percent over each year, and these are state budgets that are dictated federal. I mean, look, the MMT people say, look, we can make as much money as we want and give him everything that we want to give him, but that's not what all the people who actually make the laws say. So until they get in there and do that, this is what we have to deal with the budget. So, but Tugsah's strike, again, goes way beyond it. It offers lessons not just beyond his own union. It could also spur a lesson for education unions or any other kind. So I will see you on the picket lines, or Jason will too, because he was definitely out there. And shout out to Jason. Shout out to Left Voice, Indie Media Award honoree. Slowpoke. I know you're petting an animal, so I got you.
No, I'm not.
It looked like you were. Okay. You were doing something.
I was stirring tea.
Oh, okay. So we are at
with my long spoon.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Don't make fun of my long
Dave
spoon.
over on the Twitch. What's up, dude? Hey, what's up, Dave? Democrats take oligarch money. Yes, they do. They will never fight for workers' rights. Joe Biden is the fucker who banned the train workers from striking. Amen, dude. Yep, we covered that. Rick Solis, welcome to the pod. Hey. Wait, what happened to Restream? Oh, I just minimized it. Okay. Oh, good. We got a bunch of people here. Oh, whoa, a couple dozen. Yeah, Oz the Boomer. Everybody, check out Beauty and the Boomer. Oh, okay. Reef's going to take himself a little break. Come for the news, stay for the boats. Thank you, Mastermind Hour. Appreciate you. This is great. Love seeing everybody in the family here. Who else? E. Heller, Volcano Party. And we're going to have some pizza over there while we're there. Anna Ringwald, thank you for hanging out. Good to see you too. Mad Mom, everybody. Woohoo! Lori Spencer. Whoa. Lori Spencer. I believe.
And if you could get me your sister Molly's number, that'd be great.
I believe she was interviewing over on Maverick News, the United for East Palestine people. We were going to talk about some of them today. That's great. Insanity's Reign, thank you so much over on the Rockfin, sending a $2 Super Ray. Woohoo! Super Ray. We actually
Fantastic.
We still get those. Yeah, how about that? So I put out on Rockfin, hey, are the views on here fake on Rumble? Prove us wrong by saying hi and chatting. But here is Insanity's Reign, who's also over on the Discords as Fledgling, over in the Jimmy Dore Discord, over in my Discord. Fantastic. Fantastic, like you said. Yeah. So we got a couple of more stories here that, speaking of revolution. Okay.
Return of Dimmack.
Well, it's not really returned quite, but appreciate that. That reference to who was that sang that song?
The Mac.
Okay.
No, it's. I mean, I could check my Spotify.
I know that I'm the Mac. I don't know.
No, I'm the Mac.
Yeah. Anyway, this is very strange. I don't know why it's doing this, but it is. And it's bugging me. The vertical is all off center.
You know the thing.
Yes, I do know that. I know the thing. But okay, so French Revolution.
Only way.
All right, so let me go back real quick to us. We're gonna turn that off. We're gonna go hit escape because we're gonna go to Gordon Dimmack's Substack instead of doing the normal thing and doing the thing. We're not going to show the sidebar of that. We're just going to do there, and then we're going to go back to hey, and then we're going to go to slideshow off. Okay. And it does it again. See that? It leaves us on monitor 1 on. I don't know why it does that. It must be in the toggle somewhere. Okay. Our friend Gordon Dimmack, by the way, he was on INN News with Reef and I recently, and we had a blast. I love that dude.
I'll find that.
Free Julian Assange. While we're starting right there, I need to crop out. There we go. Let's get rid of the start bar. Okay. Imagine if this was Moscow instead of Paris. All right, and what we're talking about is propaganda. We talk about that once in a while on our show. Propaganda is as much of what is not said at all, as much of what is repeated most often. And somebody actually sent me a DM this morning with a Wikipedia link to conspiracy theories, specifically referencing this line. So, shout out to you. So Gordon says, I posted this tweet on March 21st. This was written a few days ago, the other day. So 3 days ago with an image attached, which is being widely shared on social media. Okay. And I think everyone has seen this image of Paris burning or a couple of cars on fire, the smoke around the Eiffel Tower. And this is obviously at the Champs-Élysées. And at the center of Paris, Champs-Élysées, and around the Seine. I've been there myself several times. Okay, so he says, as far as I can tell, it was taken the day before. Come on. Wait.
Oh, no, I was, what?
Oh.
No, wait.
Oh.
Wait.
I thought you were telling me to wait. Okay.
Wait.
As far as I can tell, it was taken the day before. I do not know by whom. I would appreciate knowing who that info so I can give credit. Because Gordon's a good dude and he loves to do that. What I do know, though, is France has been in the grip of widespread protests for quite some time now. I'm not going to do this in a British accent like Gordon would. The latest round of protests over pension reforms have sustained for at least 8 days.
8 days?
8 days. Sarah, Sahura XO, why is Western media ignoring the anti-NATO protests happening today in Paris? This was on March 18th, and because we have this in here, we should be able to share this and play. That's not like a few people.
All
right. That's not a few people. All right. They're not just taking place in Paris. They're widespread across France. And while largely peaceful, they're bringing the country to a standstill. Union organizers today, here's Alejandro Alvarez for Ale Tweets News. That's his own little deal, right? And he's talking about union organizers behind today's pension reform protest. Estimate around 800,000 people showed up for a march on the Place de Bastille. I've been there myself.
Yep.
Okay.
I mean, this all looks really peaceful to me. I don't know about you.
Well, for the most part, until you see widespread strikes disrupting air travel, trains, refineries, and ports all over France. I'm dancing.
Wow. That's an insane amount of people.
Holy
800,000 people.
That's nuts. Oh, it's Joe. Yes, Joe. Those people are all obviously racist Nazis. Yes, all of them.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So, the French are protesting President Macron forcing a bill through Parliament, which raised the pension age by 2 years without a vote, bypassing democratic process and scrutiny. 6 days ago, in response to these protests, Macron attempted to ban protests at key areas in Paris. Yeah, I don't think that worked out so well. So here's what happened when they did that. They don't fuck around. Yeah.
493, what does that represent?
I'm guessing that's
other than a cool area code?
I'm guessing that's probably like the bill thing or something that passed, or I'm
sorry, what is that in French? 493? Un, deux, trois.
Quatre.
I don't know. French numbers.
Quatre, neuf, trois.
Something like that.
Quatre, neuf, trois. Since then, there's been widespread clashes between police and protesters. Multiple videos of French police using heavy force have been shared widely on social media. Here's one. And now we're going to have a trigger warning for violence. And sorry, Google or YouTube. Yeah, they don't like what's going on. Yep. Those were peaceful protests. Now all of a sudden cops are doing, now as many as 3.5 million people have taken to the streets. That's a lot of damage. There have been hundreds of arrests and the violence has escalated on both sides. There are videos circulating of French police out of control, clubbing protesters with their batons. Protesters have suffered thousands of injuries, largely unreported, while the media are now reporting hundreds of police that have been injured. Well, that's not surprising. Okay, now I look at this.
Images de violence. I mean, hey, pigs in France are still useful. They find truffles. Yeah. Ayo.
Right? So that's that. When you look at the reasons behind why the French are protesting, you can see why. Essentially, what's happening is Macron is packaging 2 years of the lives of every person alive now in France, and those to be born for the next hundreds of years, so he can put together a package of the promise of the money he thinks it'll generate in order to sell that off to central banks. So the banks will then print a bunch of money and loan it back to him and keep a failing financial system afloat.
Yep.
Loans which the French public will then have to pay off with interest. This keeps the giant Ponzi scheme that is our financial system going for the next few years anyway. That is until all the money ends up in the hands of those at the top. Again, just as happened after the 2008 crisis, causing yet another financial crisis, which needs something else from the French public in return for more money to keep the Ponzi scheme afloat. Every Frenchman's left testicle, maybe. Gordon's so eloquent, right? So maybe the pension age will be raised again, or there'll be healthcare cuts, or more cuts to services and infrastructure spending, and more spending on American weapons and the war in Ukraine, and
so it will go on again. That's basically how our current financial system works. That and, of course, wishful thinking. So here are police dressed as stormtroopers, which are violently attempting to stop the protesters, but the people march on. Amongst the protesters' demands is Macron's resignation. Macron's government was just 9 votes away from a no confidence vote last night. Okay.
Confidence.
Wow, look at that. Hold on. I wanted to. That's just a iconic shot right there.
Yeah, how many count the amount of cops? The 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, counting the trash can. You know,
right? Absolutely iconic. That's awesome. Anyway,
I throw a trash can in your general direction.
Okay, so UK media have largely been silent on these protests, as has the US media.
Yep.
For 8 days, the BBC ignored them, right? How about that? Aside from an article or two in The Guardian and Mail, our legacy media largely ignored these incredible events across the channel. Hence the caption on my original tweet, media silence on France protests right now is due to the threat of a good example. The UK government and those behind the scenes at BBC are afraid that the public will start paying attention to why the French are protesting and begin asking questions. Questions such as, the French are protesting the pension age increasing to 64. What's the retirement age in the UK again? And and just why are the UK government attempting to sell off our NHS companies, the companies in the country with one of the worst health systems and highest costs in the Western world? In any case, Macron is losing. Even firefighters are joining the protests in defiance. And soon the police will figure out that it's going to be their pensions Macron will be after next if he isn't already. So...
Ouch. Ole, 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 ole. What's firefighters in French?
I don't know, but this is where I stayed the last time I was there. It was in Opera Square. The Hotel Opera. There's this tiny little corner hole in the wall.
Sapeur-pompier.
What was that?
Sapeur-pompier.
Sapeur-pompier.
Solidarity, shout out to those firefighters. Everybody love the firefighters. That's what the crowd is chanting. Imagine if this were happening.
Pompiers.
Imagine, this is where I love the speculation. Imagine if the above were happening in Moscow instead of Paris, and how that would be reported everywhere.
Every day, every second.
Holy crap. The BBC would have footage of Russian police beating peaceful protesters on a loop. They would be giddy with joy at the scenes of flames flying high over Red Square with the Kremlin in the background. But no, with the Eiffel Tower, oh God, that's horrific. They'd be reporting on how dictator Putin was avoiding democratic process entirely, like Macron is, banning protests and cracking down on innocent bystanders with force, like Zelensky does, enslaving innocent Russians in the process to 2 more years hard labor in the Gulag so Putin can kill more Ukrainians with the weapons he could buy with the money he generates off their backs. Except you need to replace all that with Macron and French and Russians. Yep. Gary Lineker might even be allowed to criticize it on Twitter.
Oh, God. Not Gary Lineker.
I love it.
Gary Lineker. What? Go ahead.
But of course, it isn't happening in Russia. This is happening in our neighbor France. So the BBC were quiet on the protests, and the reason for that silence was the threat of a good example. That was until today, 8 days after these latest round of protests began, when the media were forced to report on them as they're the reason King Charles has canceled the state visit.
Fucking King Charlie. Fucking not gonna show up, huh?
If you want to understand just how much our media, and specifically the BBC, who will threaten you with prison if you don't pay for their lies, if you want to understand just how much they are shielding the public from the truth, consider this. Now, what he's talking about here is what's called the TV tax. So instead of a cable fee, you actually have to pay the government for access to your TV and
if you own a television
to the public airwaves. No, not supposed to, by law. They wanted to put him in jail. He told us that story live. You should absolutely go watch the interview. It was fascinating. I adore that man. He's phenomenal. I love this article. So if you want to understand, so they were largely silent on months of sustained protests in a neighboring ally country. They were almost totally quiet on most recently on 8 days of sustained action and millions in the streets of multiple cities. They were silent on historic actions unfolding within a NATO country that may lead to its leader Macron's departure and a massive shift in French politics that may lead to reverberations for a long time to come. I mean, we could see Marine Le Pen come in from this, right? Macron might actually have to resign over this one, in a monumental win for French people over a dictator-like move by a man slipping from power. Increíble.
Increíble.
Despite all that, the BBC were silent and needed a good mate of Jimmy Savile's to cancel his state visit to France for them to report on it.
Report on it.
Oh, he's going to yell at me for even doing the accent at all, and I love him, and I'm sorry, but I had to just do a little bit. This is brilliant. Love Gordon Dimmack. Subscribe to his Substack, gordondimmack.substack.com. I'll drop the link in the chat to this article. It was fantastic. Love that guy. It's free to subscribe. You can upgrade to a paid and support him. I certainly, if you have the money and you like his stuff, please do. I love him, and he can use the help.
So McQuid?
Yep. Or 10 or 20.
Yep.
Big fighter for Julian Assange. That's one of the reasons why I love the guy.
Couple of monkeys you could toss his way.
Yep. Designer Dave saying 8 cab. I can't agree more, and I tell my kids that all the time, especially when they want to watch Paw Patrol. Yuck.
Paw Patrol.
Yep. Don't always agree with him, but he's a good dude. Yep. And he's a big fighter for Julian Assange, and that's one of the reasons why I love him. Now let's go back to our slideshow. Here we go here. Oh, and I wanted to show one other thing. I pulled a tweet today from a good friend of ours. And you know, Corn Pop, he was a bad dude. And he ran a bunch of bad boys. So Corn Pop, our friend.
And yes? Corn Pop was a bad dude.
Yeah, I know. So Corn Pop posted also a blanket coverage of, this was like today or yesterday, 6 million French people are on the street beating back police, and here's how the world media is covering it. And you had 0 articles. Google News, Yahoo News, CNN, Reuters, New York Times, Wall Street Journal, WAPO, HuffPo, BBC, NBC. They were all on their front pages. France 24 had 3 articles on their entire, and he's got screenshots and receipts. Papo, we got a doggo that came in the house. So, yeah, it's unreal, the narrative management that's happening there. Hey, by the way, we got merch over at independentleft.shop. Or you can actually go to innmerch.com now. That's a new site that we set up. And not only can you get to this shop, but you can also get to the INN shop. And you get to the Big Mad Crab shop, some other links, and find some other cool stuff there too.
Shut up and take my money.
Yeah, thank you. The tank tops are nice, and I like the t-shirts personally. All right. Let's see. Screw Google in the chat. What's going on? We got the himbo Brad here. Also sus. None of the leftist media covering it. Yeah, you bet. 100%. Yeah, they're not going to cover this. Insanity's reign. You're welcome for that promo. You're the best. Appreciate you. Mastermind Hour. Why didn't I get the vote on the U.S. raising the retirement age to 67? Right. Well, because, they just don't let us do that. Right. They don't want us getting any ideas. Grabs in the chat, I see. We got Anthony Malecki's here. All the fams hanging out. What's up? Wow. We got a bunch of people here. This is great. All right. East Palestine. Let's get to it. All right. I found an article in the Real News, but as it turns out, it wasn't in the Real News. First, it came out. I love all these scrapers and all these aggregator sites like we are. Thank goodness for them, because with them, we'll find a website and an article like this. This was from the view of a resident. This was written by a resident of East Palestine. And we've got a couple things that we're going to talk about with East Palestine this week. We did talk, of course, last week with United for East Palestine, Jenna and Alex, and they've made the rounds, thankfully, around independent media this week. We've run them ragged, and I want to run them and their team ragged all week, every week for months, because this is not going away. It's getting worse, and what we're finding out is getting worse. So, from the locals' perspective, this amazing woman, Katie F., published an article in Class Unity. Can you Class Unity? Unity is.
I got one of those somewhere.
Did you say? Did I say the word unity? Yes, Class Unity is a small publication that was picked up by the Real News Network, which was then picked up by. Unity. Thank you. Which was then picked up by.
Unity doesn't represent what you're against. It represents what you are
for. Thank you, Kwame Ture. So
I got a couple of unities.
I love it. So Class Unity is a small publication that the Real News picked up, Popular Resistance picked up, the Real News Network, and then Independent Left News or Indie Left News picked up all of this. So I traced it back to the original author. So it starts out, Katie writes that Timothea is a long resident of East Palestine and a victim of the Norfolk Southern train derailment. We know that the train transporting toxic chemicals was 150 cars long, 20 to 25% longer than the average length of trains in 2017. It was operated by just 3 conductors with only 4 paid sick days each, just half of the national average. Of course, the release of 100,000 gallons of chemicals into a town only 3 square miles in size might have been avoided had our so-called socialist leaders fought for the rights of the railroad workers to secure a more favorable contract that was already years overdue. Now Timothea and her community are stuck with the consequences as they navigate serious health and safety concerns under a government that provides little to no support for the poor and working class. Norfolk
I'm sorry for whoever's parent named that child.
Timothea?
You know?
Well.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to hear directly from her. Yeah. She wrote specifically, and it's heartbreaking. But Norfolk Southern's greed, combined with the apathy of the state and federal governments, has exacerbated the existing failures of a system whose stated purpose is to ensure safe and healthy lives for the people of East Palestine. As PR efforts work to paint a picture of hope with bogus presidential visits and performative water drinking, Timothea's accounts of her lived experiences paint a radically different picture, and I don't think that really surprises very many of us. For example, the Ohio government's Department of Health recently received emergency funding from the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services for pop-up health clinics, and Jenna talked about this, claiming to offer medical examinations. Timothea, who has struggled with chronic headaches since the incident, stated that the clinics provide no real diagnoses or meaningful care. They just document that you've been there. Great. Meanwhile, the residents of East Palestine...
At the halls of justice?
Yes. Well, at the halls of injustice in this case.
Injustice? Yeah.
But, you know, the residents of East Palestine who are without jobs and or in need of food assistance must turn to Ohio's SNAP program, which mandates employment and training sessions to obtain more than 3 months of food stamps. This policy is applied to children as soon as they turn 16. Although the government claims that workers with physical and or mental disabilities may be exempt from work requirements, Timothea reported that letters of verification are hard to come by. It's exploitative bullshit, she said. a lot of these nurse practitioners think that if you're not superbly disabled, they won't give you one of these letters. Right? So now, along with the stress of being poor, you also have the stress about toxic chemicals. And since we're poor, these corporations, these people who are in charge, they don't care.
Yep.
So despite the criminal activity, Norfolk Southern, whose revenue was a record-breaking $3.2 billion in Q4 of 2022 alone. That's disgraceful. The residents of East Palestine are rising up, taking every opportunity to confront those in power and hold them accountable. You know, she's super proud of her little town because they've never shut up, and nor should they. Anytime you go to a meeting with the EPA, the city government, shit gets wild. And I think Erin Brockovich learned that. Below is a statement from Timothea detailing her experience in East Palestine from February 3rd until today. And this was written just this week. My name is Timothea D. Quote, I'm here tonight to tell you that I'm broke, I've been broken, and that the entire system is broken. Back in October, I was struggling with my mental health and lost my job. I was in bad financial straits. I didn't work for 4 months. I had to apply to Job and Family Services for benefits. I applied for Medicaid and food stamps. The process of getting food stamps is demoralizing. They make you jump through hoops just to live.
Yep.
In Ohio, if you need food and you don't have a job and you apply through Job and Family Services for help, you have to perform a work assignment. This is where you go to a job where they don't pay you. I lost my job because I was struggling with my mental health and couldn't go to work. And now they want me to go back to work? I'm still struggling with my mental health and they're not even going to pay me. A number of weeks after applying, I finally got my food stamps. And I have to go with my family to Walmart to use them, which means that I have to spend all day with my family and my dad, who's talking about how much he hates gay people for an hour because he knows that'll upset me. It's ridiculous. Yeah. What?
It's just, yeah,
like just, what else? Throw it on the pile, right? Like, it's ridiculous because my life is super stressful. It's more stressful than it was when I was working. It took 2 hours at Walmart to get the groceries. I came home, put the groceries away, and laid down for a minute because I'm so fatigued. Then I hear sirens, and I'm like, what's going on? And my sister's like, there's a train fire. And I'm like, what's a train fire? The train derailment shows...
Well, it's special kind of fire.
Well, on top of a controlled burn, and they're going to learn all about that soon enough. But the train derailment shows... Okay, how the system is broken in a different way. On one hand, I'm trying to navigate this goofy food stamp system, trying to get a job. I'm going through a really difficult period of my life, and then my hometown gets blown up by a train derailment. Jeez. All right. All three of us are on Facebook trying to figure out what's going on because exactly where the train derailed, there's a gas station. We're thinking, this gas station is going to blow up, and it's going to blow up the whole town. My mom and my sister had to round up all the cats. But we had only one cat carrier. Now 4 of the cats can get along fine, but one of the cats doesn't get along with the others. So we can't put her in there with the others. All right. My mom got a laundry hamper to put Willow in, to try to put Willow in, but she just started tearing on my mom with her clothes.
Put it in the bag.
And wouldn't go in the hamper. Well, no, what you
put
do
the
is
cat
you
back in the bag.
Just get a cardboard box. They'll jump in there on their own.
I have a story about that.
All right.
I literally had to take my cat to the vet in a bag. Sorry, go ahead.
Okay, so she says, we grab the cats except for Willow. We go to my brother Mark's house. My brother set up air mattresses on the floor for me and my mom. My sister, my brother-in-law slept on the floor. My dad slept on the couch. The next day, we find out that the town has not blown up. That's nice. They came out with a press release that it's this disaster and there's chemicals, but they're keeping the fire contained. We went back with the cat carrier and got Willow and some supplies. The house didn't really smell, but you can smell it outside. We're 1.5 miles away. Right? As Colin says, cats are dicks. Yes, they are.
No, they're not. Take it back.
Care Bear. My mom couldn't handle sleeping on the floor again, so we spent the night in the house. The next night, my mom was like, I don't want to go back to Mark's, but I was like, Mom, that gas station is right there. On one hand, we were getting told to shelter in place. On the other hand, the situation's getting worse. The fire chief said, quote, "If you don't need to be in East Palestine now, don't." That should have been all it took for me. So the next day, they said they were going to do the controlled burn. We're watching everything that's happening on the news. My brother's kids are everywhere. It's cramped. Mark's dog is trampling all of the air mattresses, which is setting off my OCD. And I'm having even worse mental health issues.
Setting off my shit.
Right?
Yeah, like
the whole time this is happening, right? The whole time this is happening, I'm still going through this food stamps business. And while I'm at Mark's house, I have to call the lady about my interview to do my work assignment. And there are screaming kids, and life is still going on. And I have no money. I have no idea when I'm going to get any money. Are they going to make me do this work program while I'm displaced? Or am I going to get cut off from my food stamps? Like, meanwhile, we watched a live stream of the mushroom cloud. The train derailment shows how... Yeah, train derailment shows how the system is broken in a different way. On one hand, I'm trying to navigate this goofy food stamp system. I'm trying to get a job. I'm going through a really difficult period in my life, and then my hometown gets blown up by a train derailment, like we said before. Struggling in poverty with few safety nets, and struggling to survive as it is. Then some lying, greedy, negligent corporation decides to blow up a train 1.5 miles from my house. Yeah, thanks. If Norfolk Southern offers me $1,000, I'm going to take it. I don't have any other choice. That's the position in people in East Palestine are being put into right now, because there are so many people who are going through the same stuff I'm going through, or they're living paycheck to paycheck. I'm lucky enough to be in my home. Some of these people are still out of their home, and I still get headaches every day. Class Unity, the magazine that published this, extends their deepest thanks to Timothea for taking the time to share her story, for allowing us to platform her experience. We stand in firm solidarity with the poor and working class people of East Palestine in their fight for health, security, and livelihood, as do we at INN, Indie Left News. How do we miss that? And I think, definitely at the Indie Media Awards as well. Did I double it, or you double me up? All right.
we probably doubled it.
All right. So, so United for East Palestine, at United for EP on Twitter. You can follow their Facebook group, which has 8,200 members, including locals that post stuff all the time. You can learn a lot of good stuff about what's happening locally there. Did want to give big shout out to Class Unity for that one. That was a great article. I also wanted to talk about this lady, and I don't know how many people have seen her. She has been doing some outstanding, out-freaking standing videos about what's been happening in East Palestine for about 8 weeks now. And once again, I'm going to flip to the 2 box so that I can escape out. And let's go to her latest video, which she literally published today. So now we're going to turn off the slideshow. We'll go back to Indie Main. And what are you doing, Monitor 1? Stop that. Okay.
You know the thing.
No, I don't know the thing. All right, you're leaning a little too far to the left there. You're falling out of the shot for the vertical. All right, I queued this up. Her name is Squirrel Tribe. She has about 120,000 followers. She's only on YouTube and Instagram, and she's been reporting and just reading articles and reading reports from Norfolk Southern and from toxicologists about what their findings are about East Palestine and the surrounding areas. And this is not just about East Palestine. This is about Pennsylvania. This is about what happened yesterday in Pennsylvania. Here we go.
Gonna say, the Delaware River is drinking water source for millions of residents of Pennsylvania, New Jersey, and Delaware. The bottled water advisory applies only to residents of Philadelphia who lived east of the Schuylkill River, neighborhoods west of the Schuylkill. Why do these names? Schuyllkill. Schuylkill.
Native, probably.
Along with parts of northwest Philadelphia, draw their drinking water supply from the Schuylkill, not the Delaware. Officials said Saturday that the Baxter Water Treatment Plant in Northeast Philadelphia had been closed following the spill, but water intakes reopened at high tide early Sunday to maintain minimum levels of water in the system. Officials said that it was needed to avoid any damage to equipment and to supply water for essential needs, such as fire safety. Coast Guard officials have advised the public to stay away from the contamination site as cleanup efforts are underway. The Water Department has released a map showing the potentially impacted areas. I don't see the map anywhere. There's not a link to it. Hold on. Maybe this is it. But either way, the run on bottled water, I'm sure, is ridiculous right now. And I just want to say that that is very interesting, given, again, what we're going to talk about in a second. So here is the map, according to them. If you happen to be in Pennsylvania, Philadelphia, whatever area, you can see there what's affected and what's considered not affected. But just be careful anyway, no matter what, I would say err on the side of caution and try not to drink any water straight from the tap. Boil the water first if you can. If you have already bottled waters, filtered water, drink those instead. Or just say screw it all and go have a margarita, because then you don't have to worry about it. There's no water in the margarita. Unless you need ice. Don't use the ice. Now, I have 5 bajillion things to read to you here, but I want to start off really...
Hemingway marks.
Guess not start off. Move over into...
That's just rum and wine.
Thing that I found earlier. Oh, side note, Pennsylvania School District in Beaver County, Pennsylvania is suing Norfolk Southern now because of the smoke and chemical cloud that affected the school system over there, because they had to shut everything down. Also, when Norfolk Southern, the February 3rd train derailment and then the subsequent intentional release of chemicals into the ground and intentional uncontrolled burn of said chemicals into the air and into the surrounding areas. So you got school districts now adding into the people that are suing Norfolk Southern. But this here, I wanted to read to you just really quick because it's very interesting to me. Norfolk Southern wiped out most of the video leading up to the East Palestine derailment. You guys may have already heard this, but it's just convenient the way this works. Okay, let me read to you what happened, and then you can tell me that this is the dumbest thing you've ever heard in your life. So Norfolk Southern wiped out most of a video in the train cab that could have provided crucial information about the East Palestine derailment, the head of the agency investigating the crash says. Well, while the camera in the locomotive has 12 hours of recording time, all of that, except for 15 minutes before the derailment and 5 minutes after, was overwritten after the accident because they put the locomotive immediately back into service. Why? This is according to Jennifer Homendy, which is chair of the National Transportation Safety Board, NTSB, told ABC6. So here's the thing. Think of it this way. You have this recording of this entire 12 hours worth of this train doing its thing back and forth, however, 12 hours worth of stuff. We know that the train caught fire, 21 miles before the derailment, or 21 minutes. I love you all, and I'm sorry, I get those two confused every time. I don't know if it's 21 miles or 21 minutes before the actual derailment, but either way, it's not in this video because this video only goes back 15 minutes, and train, in theory, was going 49 miles per hour, therefore not enough,
How did they wipe? Why do they have the cameras to begin with if they wipe it every time? Like, every time you send it,
they have these hard drives that automatically overwrite each other. That if in case of a derailment, now they somehow got this locomotive back on the tracks and into service, which means that it continued to operate, and therefore it would overwrite, and it would only have the last trip. I'm guessing that's the way that all of these things would be. Why? Yeah. Oops, we lost the recording is exactly right. Oops, I did it again.
So
what?
Okay, that makes
no sense.
What kind of system of recording do you have of only 12-hour? Like, if you have an accident on the train previous, like, I don't know, they ran over someone and didn't
fast
check,
enough to get 21 miles before, if it was miles instead of minutes or whatever else.
She's got a fantastic camera, I can tell you right now. Really good, clear stuff. She does excellent videos. Follow her at youtube.com/@squirreltribe. She sells merch. She actually, I think she slings gold on top of it. You can get gold and silver with a promo code. You can give her some You can hook her up with some crypto, get a Ledger Nano X in a cold storage wallet. Etsy stuff. You can buy her stuff there, and she's got a merch store. Hook her up. She's been great reporting on this stuff, and she's looking out for the people. And these citizen reporters are the only way that we're getting this information out to each other. We're reading through these reports, and we're sharing what we're finding out. And then we're using these outlets like INN and RBN to get this message out to the masses. And Savvy Sav, shout out to Savvy and Hardlands Media, the Jimmy Dore Show, and Misty Winston, and everybody that's had all these United for East Palestine people on. Let me go back and take Squirrel Tribe Lady off. She would probably not want to look like that. But I did want to give her a big shout out to what was happening in East Palestine. There was one other story with regard to the area, and I didn't have it queued up. So crap, we're going to have to, I'll go back to that later, or I'll share it later on Twitter. But I did want to get to our last story of the evening, because this is the one that I, in addition to East Palestine, was kind of really excited to talk about. Let's turn the slideshow back on. Hey, there we go. Seymour Hersh, Seymour Hersh, Nord Stream, NATO, Germany. Yeah, Crab, I'm using my thumbnail. What you gonna do? What up? Just for the stream. For the thumbnail, I'll use yours. But anyway, that's an inside baseball thing. Seymour Hersh, Common Dreams, Indie Media Award honoree. Jake Johnson. What? One of my faves. Yeah, he's outstanding. So we all know that the U.S. had turned around and said that his article was bogus, and that it was 6 Ukrainians in a boat that actually sabotaged the Nord Stream pipeline, right? Yeah, not so much. Sure. So Seymour accuses the U.S. of
that pipeline that's
cover up,
a minimum of 270 foot down at night in a sailboat. Okay.
So Jake Johnson writes this in very much newsy fashion in a follow-up to his explosive story accusing U.S. President Joe Biden of ordering the sabotage of the Nord Stream pipelines. Veteran U.S. journalist Seymour Hersh charged Wednesday that the White House, in collaboration with German Chancellor Olaf Scholz, is attempting a cover-up of its operation by feeding false alternative narratives to the press, most prominently the New York Times. God, where have I seen this playbook before? 2003 Iraq, Judith Miller. I mean, literally. Yes?
No, it was just, Eric said they probably had big pliers.
Well, yes. Big pliers.
It got me.
Hersh's initial reporting, which was based on anonymous sourcing, was quickly dismissed by the Biden administration, with State Department spokesperson Ned Price, tool of imperialism, calling the detailed February account quote-unquote false, and suggesting that those who believe its version of events are naive and gullible. Sure. Hersh, who famously exposed U.S. forces' massacre of Vietnamese civilians in My Lai and the torture of detainees at Abu Ghraib in Iraq.
Abu Ghraib.
Okay, forcefully hit back at the Biden administration on Wednesday and criticized the American press for failing to push the White House on the September attack, which has major geopolitical implications. The German press certainly has.
Of course.
Quote, and this was out of the Substack, SeymourHersh.substack.com. This was a paid article. They do preview a good portion of it. Press aides for the White House and Central Intelligence Agency have consistently denied that America was responsible for exploding the pipelines, and those pro forma denials were more than enough for the White House press corps, he wrote. Yeah, we know. There is no evidence that any reporter assigned there has yet to ask the White House press secretary whether Biden had done what any serious leader would do: formally task the American intelligence community to conduct a deep investigation with all of its assets and find out just who had done the deed in the Baltic Sea. According to a source within the intelligence community, the president has not done so, nor will he. Why not? Because he already knows the answer. Of course he does.
Yep.
He knows. Officials from Norway, Germany, and Sweden told the United Nations last month that they're still investigating the explosions that severely damaged the Nord Stream pipelines, setting off an environmental nightmare and immediate speculation as to who was responsible. Of course it would. Such speculation is ongoing, with both official and unofficial probes attempting to determine the perpetrator. Go ahead.
Do you remember recently a particular drone in a similar sea, very close to the borders of these countries? I think it was the same sea even.
Yes.
Do you remember the fleet we sent to go get that?
Yeah.
And how many divers it took to go
get that?
Okay. This one. Yeah.
Okay. Yep. So
compared to 6 guys in a Ukrainian dinghy.
Yep. So of course, the Nord Stream 2 pipeline, which Biden vocally opposed and never became operational as the German government put it on hold just ahead of Russia's invasion of Ukraine in February 22. It actually was operational. It never got certified to deliver gas, but it actually was operational. It worked. They had it working. They chose not to turn it on at our insistence, our holding a gun to Germany's head. I don't know exactly how, but then we told Germany that we were going to allow them to buy $100 billion worth of weaponry and to remilitarize, and that was the prize that they got for allowing us to do this and for shutting the hell up. Germany got to remilitarize. In case nobody missed that, in case you missed that, I believe we covered that 1 year ago today, approximately.
Yep.
If you go back to the archives, Germany remilitarizing. This is probably a bad thing. Don't y'all watch Hollywood movies? We're always the good guys. That's right, screw Google. All right, so during a press briefing late last month, Ned Price, tool of imperialism, said that the U.S. is not a party to this investigation because there are countries on whose sovereign territory this attack occurred, and we're deferring it to them to conduct this investigation. Also because we control a lot of the funding that goes to that country, and they're going to do whatever we tell them anyway, but that's another story. On March 7th, nearly a month after Hersh published his report, the New York Times ran a story, also based on anonymous sourcing, alleging that new intelligence reviewed by U.S. officials indicates a pro-Ukrainian group carried out the attack on the Nord Stream pipelines last year. Ukrainian government, of course, has denied any involvement in the attack, which means that it was an NGO or some kind of private citizen. Quote,
I know who it was.
I know
who it was. Do you know who it was?
It's Jimmy Dore.
I just figured it out.
Yep.
It was Malcolm Nance.
Oh.
That's why they sent him back. That's what I'm saying. You know, he floats well in the water.
Nice.
Like, you know.
U.S. officials said there was much they did not know about the perpetrators and their affiliations, notes the Times report, which makes brief mention of Hersh's story and quotes unnamed U.S. officials denying any Biden administration involvement. Well, of course they do. Quote, the disinformation professionals inside CIA understand that a propaganda gamut can only work if those on receiving are desperate for a story that can diminish or displace an unwanted truth. The same day as the Times published its story, the German weekly paper, Die Zeit, ran a report alleging that German investigators succeeded in identifying the boat that was allegedly used for the secret operation to sabotage the Nord Stream pipelines. Yeah, Moon of Alabama did that like 2 months ago.
Yeah.
Okay. It's said to be a yacht rented from a company based in Poland, apparently owned by 2 Ukrainians. Well, it might be, but it was leased by the U.S. government. According to the investigation, the secret operation at sea was carried out by a team of 6 people. It's said to have been 5 men and 1 woman, which might actually be true, but they might be American and they might be Norwegian. In his Wednesday piece, Hersh contended that the message of the Times and Die Zeit stories, both of which emphasized that much of the sabotage operations remains shrouded in mystery, which it isn't, was that the, quote, press and the public should stop asking questions and let the investigators unravel the truth. Yeah, we're going to drip that out in time.
Stop asking questions.
Yeah. Okay, again, Norway had a whole bunch of incentive because their shipments of natural gas to Europe have also increased since Nord Stream didn't go operational. Oh, yeah, there's that too. Holger Stock, who is the author of the report in Die Zeit, went a step further and noted that there were some in international security services who had not excluded the possibility that the yacht story was a false flag operation. Indeed, it was, Hersh alleged, citing an anonymous source inside the U.S. intel community. Of course it was. That source told Hersh that the yacht narrative, reported by Die Zeit, was a total fabrication by American intel that was passed along to the Germans and aimed at discrediting your story. Why? Because the German press actually picked up the Hersh story, and it gained traction, and Scholz got some real shit. And the whole reason why he came to America in the first place was to sit down with Biden and basically tell him, look, man, I'm getting a lot of crap back home. You need to give me something. You need to give me some kind of cover story that explains how the hell this happened and that we're not responsible and that you're not responsible and somebody else who's responsible that can actually take responsibility that I can point to, because otherwise I got to point to you. Because right now everything points to you and to Norway, who is not, I don't believe they are technically part of NATO. They're not a NATO country. They're a NATO, like,
I don't think so. But they've been, like, invited, kind of. It's weird, right?
I'm not really sure what NATO's standing is, but that's effectively what's going on. They were trying to discredit the Hersh story. So Hersh went on to add that the disinformation professionals inside the CIA understand that a propaganda gambit can only work if those on the receiving end are desperate for a story they can diminish or displace an unwanted truth, right? And the truth in question is that President Biden authorized the destruction of the pipelines and will have a difficult time explaining away his action as Germany and its Western European neighbors suffer as businesses shuttered, amid high day-to-day energy costs. And that led to a further surge of natural gas prices, which is exactly the intended outcome from blowing up the pipelines in the first place. That, plus that Russia was unable to get around the sanctions and start delivering fuel to Europe around, against our wishes. According to Hersh, the most telling evidence, the weakness of the Times reporting can be found in a podcast interview featuring Julian Barnes, who's one of the three reporters whose bylines appeared in the March 7th story. Julian.
Frig off, Julian.
What happened? Barnes told podcast host Michael Barbaro that, quote, we really know very little about the pro-Ukrainian group that the Times reporting alleges may have been behind the Nord Stream attack. Quote, this group remains mysterious, and it remains mysterious not just to us, but also to the U.S. government officials that we've spoken to. They know that the people involved were either Ukrainian or Russian or a mix. Come on, man. Really? They know that they're not affiliated with the Ukrainian government. Of course, plausible deniability. But they also know that they're anti-Putin and pro-Ukraine. Sure. In response,
so is Germany going to prosecute them?
How do they find them? They don't know who they are.
Oh, of course.
All right. So in response,
it was a guy we don't know. Maybe a woman.
Hersh wrote the Times report. Right. The Times reporters in D.C. are at the mercy of the White House officials who had access to the intelligence. I mean, give me a break. But the information they received, he added, originated with a group of CIA experts in deception and propaganda whose mission was to feed the newspaper a cover story and to protect the president who made an unwise decision and is now lying about it. Hersh also alleged that while it remains an open question whether Scholz was aware of the planned pipeline sabotage in advance, my guess is that he was not. The German leader has been clearly complicit since last fall in support of the Biden administration's cover-up of its operation in the Baltic Sea. That's pretty obvious, yes, but I think that he was not involved and told beforehand, because he would have probably tried to stop it. So this was from Hersh's Substack. Quote, in early March, President Biden hosted German Chancellor Olaf Scholz in Washington. The trip included only 2 public events, a brief pro forma exchange of compliments between Biden and Scholz before the White House press corps, with no questions allowed, because they don't allow that really to Biden, and a CNN interview with Scholz by Fareed Zakaria, who didn't touch on the pipeline allegations. Dude, that is so fucking weak. You get an interview with the German chancellor and you don't ask him about the pipeline that blew up on his territory? CNN, garbage. Unplugged from corporate media, people. The chancellor had flown to Washington with no members of the German press on board, no formal dinner scheduled, and the 2 world leaders were not slated to conduct a formal press conference, as routinely happens to such high-profile meetings. Instead, it was later reported that Biden and Scholz had an 80-minute meeting with no aides present for much of that time. That's because Scholz was yelling at Biden, "What the fuck are you doing? Wake up. Sleepy Joe, let's go." Citing an anonymous official with, quote, access to diplomatic intelligence, right? Well, then that's probably true because it's Hersh. Hersh wrote that certain elements in the CIA were asked to prepare a cover story in collaboration with German intelligence that would provide the American and German press with an alternative version of the destruction of Nord Stream 2. Dude, tell me how this guy isn't Blue Trump. Tell me alternative facts. Like, they're literally using fucking Kellyanne Conway's language. Alternative facts. In the words of the intelligence community, Hersh continued, the agency was to pulse the system in an effort to discount the claim that Biden had ordered the pipeline's destruction. You mean to release a series of lies that might potentially muddy the waters and open question in an area where there should be no question whatsoever. Gotcha. Thank you. Jake Johnson, good stuff. Subscribe also, SeymourHersh.substack.com. He's an old man. I'm sure he could use your money. Also, he's probably on a fixed income, would be my guess. Thank you and welcome to everybody who's here hanging out. Nothing to see here. Please disperse. That's right, Lori. That's hilarious. I love it. Mastermind Hour. Hi, everybody. Anna Ringwald. Neocons were planted within the State Department during the Bush-Cheney admin, who were still able to dominate and direct Western foreign policy. Well, yes and no, except who cleaned house at the State Department? Donald Trump. And I screamed when he got rid of all the ambassadors. I screamed when he wouldn't staff the desks, at State.
Don't be rude.
Well, sorry, man. I'm going to be rude because he sucks too. We are not Trumpers here. Sorry. I don't think Donald Trump is the answer. I don't think that there is anyone running for president who has declared or even floated running for president who is any of the answers, because you can't get past Congress. You can't get past the business and the donors and the millionaires and billionaires that are really making the decisions in this country. It's not even millionaires. It's the 9-figure, the 100 millionaires and billionaires and up. And now you've even got trillionaire companies. You got $3 or $4 trillion companies. So I got my stories I'm done with. So now it's time for some bullets. Oh, I caught a mid-hit. Ready? We got some boats. Woo!
Yep. And I watch mindless shit. Boats that smash into other boats.
It's time!
Hey, why are you sharing that screen? Don't share that screen. Thank you.
That screen.
Don't go down that road.
Boats, you say? We'll bring some boats.
I do say.
Boats.
Hey, the water's nice. You guys should really come out here.
Is he fishing?
No, he's just moving.
Oh, he's scared all the fish.
Hey, the water's nice. You guys should really come out here.
That's one way to sail. Is that a rowboat? There's a rowboat.
That's how Americans row. Yep. All right, what else I got? Flowers for the ladies. You know, got the flowers. They're out here.
Those are much better than the ones that you have to throw away when they're done.
I know.
What are you doing with all that little white shit
mums? In there? Those might be mums.
The white shit.
Lavender would be a good choice, though. Look at those.
Oh my god.
Those are soon to be blunts.
Are those Keef Pops?
Look, he's got the leaves ready. Pretty much. Oh god, those sound like there's 4 of them. What are you gonna do with 4 of them?
Sell them.
You know.
Smoke them. Have fun.
Cheeseburgers, Randy?
Nah! Oh, dude, that's like Gino's Pizza Rolls, like with cheeseburger in them.
Yeah.
I'm down, bro.
Yep.
Bro, where do I get those?
Where do I get those? White Castle, I guess?
Find me the... no, you don't get them at White Castle. You find them in the freezer aisle at your supermarket. Which one?
Search for White Castle.
Shawdees.
We're already going to write the next Harold and Kumar movie? It's just them trying to find this.
I love it. Oh. See, now.
Bonan.
That's just wrong.
Monkey one bonan.
That's just...
what is that face? Is that like Nick Cage? What is that?
It might be. I think it might be the artist himself.
Sure.
Wait, what about the top? Wait, stop. Go to the top of the other Bonan on the right. There's another face in there with ears, with an ear.
Yeah.
They're looking at each other very, very soulfully. One has a face on the
outside. The other's a face on the inside. It's not even in the same position. Okay.
Never go into Reddit comments. You never know what you're going to
get. Sometimes you get gold. Sometimes. Parenting can be challenging.
Mm-hmm. In action. Okay, he's got the leashes. Ruh-roh. Ruh-roh.
Fucking pick him up. Okay, time to go.
Nah, we're never going to make it. My kids are going to get killed. I'm just going to carry them all across the street. Yes.
Oh, fuck. This one's good. Our 22-month-old has been bullying her toothless 85-year-old great-grandmother.
I love it.
You quit that.
You quit that.
Aww.
You quit that.
Aww. Wow, kids are assholes from an early age.
Yeah, they are. We're at the beach.
That's all.
Beach time.
Ah. Oh. Hope you close your mouth, kid. Cotton. Oh, somebody's gonna sit up coughing his brains out.
Like a good transition, though. You know, like I feel like you could cut to like.
It's a bold move, Cotton.
Just bring the water back.
It's a bold move, Cotton. Let's see what happens. Okay.
Neptune demands sacrifice. That was the comment.
Poor kid. Poor parent. Okay. Banana hammock. Wow. Whoever got that. Yes, that's
banana hammock. I didn't even.
That's a winner. That's a winner right there. Okay.
I can't walk regular.
Why?
Because I can't do it on socks.
Oh dear.
Socks. I can't walk regular.
Socks are not the favorites.
The socks are not the favorites? Oh well. Oh my.
What are you doing, kid?
At least she commits to it.
Yeah. You gotta give her that. She's adorbs.
Can't breathe.
I love minivans.
Can't breathe.
I love minivans.
Minivans.
Kids can climb right in.
Why?
Because kids can climb right in, and you can see them climbing in. Show me another car that you can do that.
Like a van down by the river. This one's great. Have you had something like this? This is good.
Oh, can't reach it?
What's wrong, Daddy? You can't get the car? Oh, it's so hard to reach, huh?
Oh, mommy's a dick. Oh, mommy's a dick. I'm gonna laugh at your misfortune.
You need some help? Oh, here comes Millie's gonna help you.
Oh, I found an easier way.
There
you go, big bro. There you go, big bro.
I found an easier way. Okay, why do girls sit down when they go to the toilet?
Oh.
Girls have to sit down to go to the bathroom.
Because they have diabetes. Boys have penises and girls have diabetes.
Oh, I love kids. I love kids.
They have diabetes. Oh, God.
Well, close enough.
And action.
Oh, no.
My cornstarch. I'm not eating your cornstarch. He did. I saw him. I'm not eating your cornstarch.
I'm not ate your cornstarch.
What the fuck did? Yeah. Wow. Smart.
I think he did. I think he did.
Smart. Smart kids.
And sound. Speed. All because I told her not to jump from there. She may break a bone.
Uh-oh.
Just a bone in here? No. Just a bone here? No. Just a bone here? No. Just a bone here? No.
Yes, it is.
Kinda,
That's not
yeah.
a bone. I'm not a gelatin. I'm a
She's not a gelatin.
You know I'm a big girl because it's just a big girl. No, you not a big girl. You just a ground people mama.
You just a ground people mother.
People mama. Oh, that is so fucking adorable. I want to eat her cheeks. You just a ground people mama.
Put some of that on the soundboard. You just a ground people mama.
You just a ground people mama. Oh my God.
What is a galadin? Can someone explain to me what a galadin was?
That's great.
That's not a bone. I'm not a gelatin.
A galadin? Oh, a skeleton. It's a skeleton. Not a galadin. A skeleton.
Like Jello.
I'm not a skeleton.
Like Jello.
Like Jello.
I'm not a skeleton.
Orangelo?
Yes.
Here we go. Just that face right away, you know?
Dad, do you want to see a magic trick?
All right, kiddo, what's the trick?
I'm going to put you to sleep. Close your eyes, Dad.
Oh,
Wait,
no.
right there, Daddy.
Okay.
Oh, no.
Whatever you say.
No. Oh, I was waiting for it.
Good night.
I thought it was going to be a face shot.
Night.
So at least she was nice enough to hit him on the back of the head.
Good night. Good night.
Not fair.
What do we got?
Not fair.
What you doing, bro? Bro, what you doing?
I like the
Oh
rug.
God, look at it. Look at the couch. Look at the couch.
What? Oh.
CSI this stuff right now.
I don't even know what that is.
Crime scene
but
investigate this.
It's not good.
You know?
Oh, black paint. Dude, How? Oh my god.
It's everywhere. It was everywhere, dude. It was everywhere, dude. Everywhere. Like, it was everywhere.
Trip to Raymore right there. Oh my god. At both couches, the ottoman. I think the rug might be salvageable. Might be. At least he's having fun.
Yeah, dude. He's having a blast.
Oh my god.
Oh, you're gonna like the way you look. You're gonna like the way you look.
Why you keep embarrassing me in front of my little shorty?
I don't care, Sean. You're my son. And you ain't got no little shorty.
Yes.
Okay, player. Little cutie little
Thank you. I'm trying to bite that.
What?
Yeah, I'm trying to bite that.
Sean, what you know about biting that?
I don't know nothing, but you said it to Miss Jazz last night and she started smiling.
Do it look like I give a fuck? Do it look like I give a fuck? And I don't. Miss Jazz is a grown woman. You keep trying to say these things to little girls, okay? You too young to be talking about you gonna bite something.
And you too fat to be talking about you gonna bite something, but they don't stop you from
Shut the hell up, Sean. Okay? Shut up. You talk too much. That's why you're always in trouble. You talking to this little like that, you gonna end up in jail.
Well, you should have been in jail a long time ago.
For what?
For animal cruelty.
What is you talking about?
I heard you on the phone last night telling your friends that you be beating that girl Cat up.
What?
But you ain't said Cat, you said pup.
Oh shit. That's great. Oh my god. Sean knows what's up, is right.
Animal cruelty.
Oh,
Animal cruelty.
Oh fuck.
This
You
one's
beat
great.
the
And action. Oh
No
god.
sound.
And he's down. There's no sound.
Oh, he didn't need to be. I got the PS5.
Like there was that. He got the PS5.
Ooh, boom.
Oh, and down he goes.
Wow.
It's like one of those fainting goats.
Huh?
Let's
We got a
watch
chat-
Coco.
Wait, alert. We have a chat on Rumble. Hi, Amos. Amos is over there. Amos
Nice.
quiz.
Not
Raise his
fake
hand.
views.
No fake view. At least
least
Amos
one.
is real. Thank you. Let's watch
Yeah.
Coco. Coco
Let's
is
watch
also what
Coco.
my son names his little dog, but Coco. Dude, my son used
Let's
to do
watch
that.
Coco.
My son used to do that. It worried me.
Yeah.
Woo!
Coco.
Exit light. Into night. Bum, 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 bum,
Someone
bum.
please redo the sound on this so it's like some heavy metal.
Yes.
Like, please do that.
Yes. Hmm.
Like you could do 80 million of them.
Wow.
But here's Chuckles. We want to meet Chuckles.
I don't know. Maybe. I think he's
Let's
gonna
go,
do something
Chuckles.
fucked up.
Hey guys, so I thought I would introduce you to one of our birds this morning. This is Chuckles, and he is a kookaburra, and his name is Chuckles for a reason.
Aww. Wow.
Thank you.
He sounds like that. He sounds like that cheap ray gun you get your kid. You know.
He's got a lot to say. That's adorbs.
Pew pew.
That's adorbs.
Kookaburras are legit.
Okay, so now we're in the pet zone. Nice.
Aussie Oracle knows. Aussie Oracle knows. Also, I imagine Dan back knows. 120-pound lapdog. Look at the big boy. Look at him.
When you have 200.
What?
Oh my goodness.
You want to get a video of me?
Well, that's bigger than me.
What?
He sounds like you though.
Pound lap
I-
dogs. Like, you want to get a video of me?
I cannot confirm or deny.
What? I'm just chilling my dad. What do you need? Can we help you? May we help you? You're just like a baby. You're just like a big baby.
Oh, it's so
big
cute.
Old baby.
Big old baby who could eat your face off.
I know. He's like, all right, okay.
Is that a bull mastiff? Is that what that is? The pit?
Or a Roddy.
Bro, that's a fucking
Big old
huge
pit.
dog. 220 pounds. That is not a dog. That is a small horse.
That's a small bear. Yeah, like, you know.
Wow.
Oh?
Yeah, .com. When a 220-pound dog wants a belly rub, it is non-negotiable. That's right. They're parking their asses there. You're doing it. Nice.
That fucking face.
What did she do to him?
Just that. I don't know.
With the tongue out. The tongue sticking out.
It's so good.
That's cute. That's very. What's wrong with your dog is great for Reddit or / what's wrong with your dog.
How about this for a pet?
The spider and also don't breathe on it. You're gonna spook her. You make her nervous.
And then she'll bite you, and then you'll be Spider-Man. What the fuck?
Do you notice what that is?
Yeah, I do.
Promise you, she's a lot more nervous.
Is that like poisonous?
Than you are.
Of
her.
Could you imagine a giant just picking up your entire house?
Yeah.
But you don't like it?
Literally, like you should. There.
Promise you, she's a lot more nervous of you.
Oh my god.
Than you are.
Like that red venomous. Yeah.
Yeah, that's Widow. So yes. Yeah. I mean,
Okay.
I'd put it down if I were you. I'd put that down.
And then grab a book and smash it over her head. Next. What?
Everyone's
Kill
got
it.
to turn the sounds up.
Kill it.
And action. Florida has all three. Brown, black. The other one.
I want to hear your shit.
Did we think I'd gone to work? Listen to him.
Did we think I'd gone to work?
Did we think I'd gone to
Aww.
The oh shit on all of their faces was really good.
Well, it's because they know that's mommy that gives them their food. They don't want to put. Oh, look at that face.
Oh,
oh my god.
You got to turn this one up. You got to turn me up. You got to turn this one up.
Oh my god, that's in leather.
No, that's cardboard.
Teeth going right through. Holy shit.
Crunch. Crunchies.
Oh my god.
Crunch.
That's like the devil. You the devil.
Mm-hmm.
That cat the devil. You know what? Colin's right. Cats are dicks. Sorry.
No, they're fine. They're good.
Cats are dicks.
Look at the good boy. Look at the good boy. Okay, pictures of my cat as sounds that just fit her.
Hey, we got the accent challenge. Shot with me, dirty pump was 10. Alright, number 1, we got Beanie. Number 2, we got Heat.
What?
Number 3, we got It. Number 4, we got Beat. Number 5, we got Number 6, we got Cheat.
Is that all one cat?
Shot with me, dirty pump was 10.
Oh, okay. That's just
Alright,
different.
number 1, we got Beanie. Number 2, we got Heat. Number 3, we got It. Number 4, we got Beat.
I love that he tried to come out with spelling for these sounds.
Number 6, we got Cheat.
She. It's like with the
Pronunciation.
pronunciation.
Yep. Quality.
Beat.
Anime
This
cat.
one's pretty good. Oh, and action.
Hey, y'all recording? Because I'm about to slap the hell out of Crispin right now. I'm about to give him this fresh skibbity pap all up. Ooh, I'm going to slap his whiskers off. I'm going to slap him so hard, catnip dust going. Oh, you watching me sleep for, Clancy? You trying to give me that fresh skibbity pap while I'm asleep? You always trying to slap me in my sleep, Clancy. Why don't you go find some business, man? Go smoke some catnip or something, man. Get your life together.
He's back
Go
in
man. Go get a mouse or something, man. Do something with yourself besides slapping me in my sleep, bro. Clancy, I'm on to you, bro. I'm sick.
Bruh. Clancy, I'm warning you, bruh.
Oh, yeah.
What?
This is if cats had podcasts.
The thing though, what I've been doing is 3:30 every morning. That's I get up and I do my sprints. Yeah, I mean those are prime sprinting hours. People don't realize, and that's how I know I'm succeeding is if I'm doing my sprints while everyone else is asleep. It's a winning mindset, is what it is. That's exactly what it is, honestly. And now, I've started to do stuff. I'm incorporating like jumping into my routine, mixing it up. Sometimes I'll do these deep kind of guttural noises, like a kind of thing. That's cleansing. It's primal vibration. This Siamese buddy of mine, he got me into vomiting on carpets. I don't know if you heard about this. I've heard about that, yeah. Once you start vomiting on carpets, it's actually kind of a game changer for your productivity. I can see that. It's like once I start to, I already know exactly where I'm going, and that saves a ton of mental space. And that's a resource you need to preserve, You do, because let me tell you, if I'm at the window looking at birds or if I'm making biscuits, I need that focus. 100%. 100%. People don't realize. 100%. People don't realize. 100%. People don't realize. People don't realize. It's like you need to ask yourself, what am I putting forward out into the world? My butthole. Your butthole, exactly. So if you're not spending a lot of time cleaning and licking that thing during the day, you're already losing as far as I'm concerned. 100%. Because guess what? I shove a dirty butthole in my human space. I'm jeopardizing valuable opportunities for stuff like butt scratch. Right. And guess what? I can take a butt scratch and turn that into like a belly rub if I was so true. It'll scratches behind the ear that make my leg kind of start doing it as well.
Bro, this guy's got more subs than all of us, so laugh all you want.
I know.
To my human.
Hold on.
Right in their face as soon as they wake up. 100%. I want to keep diving into this, but I just want to give a quick shout out to today's sponsor, Catnip. Right. Listen, sometimes as a successful, busy working cat, I want a shortcut for going absolutely insane. And let me tell you, Catnip is fantastic for that. It is all natural, and if you use my coupon, 100%. People don't realize it.
What?
100%.
What?
100%.
The Ryan George. Oh my. 1.61 million subs. Get out. Oh my God.
That video alone, 600,000 views.
What are we doing wrong with this world? What are we doing wrong in this world?
So many things.
Dude, if we...
He's got a great channel. Real good stuff.
Okay, Reef, you're now dressing up like a cat starting this week.
On it. On it. Doing
Lucy, welcome. Lucy, like this.
What else I got?
Cats are dicks.
Cats aren't dicks. They're fine. You know.
If you have to say that,
I also love how
excuses for cats, they're dicks.
Cats find the one person in the room that hates cats and fucks with them, and I love it so much.
That's because they're dicks.
So funny.
Just for the. All right, let's hear it. Unison. Here we go. 1, 2, 3.
That's cute.
1, 2, 3.
Lamb chops? Oh, I didn't say that. What? Terrible.
Lamb chops, delicious.
Terrible.
Where do I guess here?
Reef's gonna start smoking catnip. Yep. Oh. Look at that face.
Oh. Give me the meats. Give me the meats.
I love that face. That first face is so good with the teeth hanging out.
Oh, that one. Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Oh, that's so good.
I gotta have it. I gotta have it.
All right. What do you think?
It's
What do you
the
think of my man's drip right now?
It's the Michelin Pope.
It's the Michelin Pope.
Or the Stay Puft Marshmallow Pope.
Balenciaga's new winter line.
I was actually going to say that he must have called Chris Smalls for some Union drip.
It's like a fucking the winter G.I. Joe. like it's fucking.
He's the Winter Soldier. That's
stupid. Right. It's like the Pope's fucking winter, like
Captain Vatican, the Winter Soldier.
Yeah, this is stupid. Like, dude, he's hitting the drip right now. He's got silver on the. He's like,
yeah, but
shit.
Why does
this is like a Diddy video?
Why does the cross have to even be out? I love the way he's holding his coffee too. He's got all the confidence. But why is the cross out?
Right?
Like, bro, we know who you are.
Yeah, you're the Pope. You're the Pope. You're the Pope. I mean, Storm Shadow Pope.
You got the ring in the hat. We know.
Yep.
All right.
Yep.
Next.
Dude, that's so funny. Praise Jim Bob.
Jim Bob. Oh no, but what? Butt hurt sticker?
What?
100均で見つけたプニプニお尻シールを改造して人工おなら装置を作ります。まず自分の写真を撮って印刷。切ったものがこちらです。次に自分にお尻シールを貼り付け、そこにストローをねじ込みます。エアダスターを用意し、お尻に埋め込んだストローと連結したら完成です。早速エアダスターを押してみましょう。エクセレント。大切な人への贈り物におすすめです。
Oh my god! Dude, you should have saved that for the end. You should have saved that for the bang.
Oh god.
Oh, that's great.
Oh fuck, that's so good.
That's very funny.
Potpourri. You don't gotta be this guy.
Hard at work. In the midst of a standoff, he's going to deliver his package.
Hey, man. Welcome to Amazon.
Go Amazon.
Yeah, they're laughing.
I don't give a shit. Amazon don't play.
No, it's not that. I love that they're all laughing. Fuck capitalism.
I know.
Bro, fuck Amazon. Yeah.
Give us the package, bro.
The cops will take it. We'll take this.
Can you sign off on that, please? I gotta show my boss.
Amazon is this shit. Look, he's taking a picture.
Yeah, you gotta take a picture of the package there. Okay, here. I gave it to the cops.
Right?
If they stole it, go to the police station.
Yeah. Fuck out of here. It's evidence.
Oh boy, it's a wiener going at Uranus. Yes.
We peaked. This is peak comedy. Uranus Examiner is at Uranus, Missouri. Breaking. We heart when the Wienermobile pulls into Uranus. There's a Uranus general store, a Uranus fudge factory.
Oh
my god.
They actually call it Uranus, but
it's literally the Wienermobile went to the fudge factory. At the thank you.
Yes, it went to the Uranus fudge factory.
Thank you.
Yes, so it's actually the Wienermobile driver, and they really do like fudge. So yeah,
I'm betting.
Thank you for picking Uranus. Did you know that's a hashtag?
No.
That was the last hashtag. Thank you for picking Uranus. Oh, that's great.
That's great.
Oh my god. I missed that right to the end.
Fuck.
But some societies, like Koreans, they might have a god complex, but they don't have a history of oppression.
Are you fucking out of your mind?
What the fuck?
Koreans didn't have slaves.
Did Koreans have slaves?
Yeah, Google that.
Yeah, because I think that's fucking wrong.
We were kidding
Korea
about
had
the Koreans.
longest unbroken chain of slavery of any society in history, spanning 1,500 years. Fuck off.
That's not what it says. Zoom it in. My eyes are blurry. I want to read it. All right.
Read it out loud.
Korea had the longest unbroken chain of slavery of any society in history.
You zoomed in too close.
You guys are fucking scumbags.
We're scumbags.
Okay, well, they were. I don't know if they are today, but
yes, but the longest unbroken chain of
1,500 years.
The longest unbroken chain of slavery of any society in history, spanning 1,500 years.
But wait,
fuck off.
Who were they enslaving? Not that I'm denying it.
Good
I'm not an enslavement denier. I'm not. I'm just literally answering the question. I don't know.
My eyes are blurry. I want to read it. All right.
Read it out loud.
Korea had the longest unbroken chain of slavery of any society in history.
Holy shit. You guys are fucking scumbags.
Wow.
This is Bobby Lee was like, we've
Andrew
never
Santino.
been fucking.
That's for those who don't know. That's Andrew Santino and Bobby Lee. We watch them all the time, but
they don't have.
Most of you
they don't have a history of oppression. The longest unbroken chain.
Okey-doke.
All right. Here's Superman. Superman.
Hardcore parkour.
Start it up there. Fucking come down. Come down. Fucking Superman.
Uh-oh.
Fucking Superman.
Oh, Superman can't walk. Superman can't walk.
Well, it's fitting. I mean, it's not a horse, but
no.
You know. Rip.
Yikes.
Rip.
Yikes.
Yikes. Too soon? Too soon?
Too soon.
Oh, mate.
What?
Look, you know as much as me. I don't know. I just
Aussie Oracle.
I just pulled over. Oh,
What the fuck is going on?
mate.
It's Aussie Oracle.
You know as much as me. I don't know. I just
Oh, mate. You know as much as me.
He's I thought he was naked, but he's not. Okay. I saw it twice. I didn't need to see it third.
What?
I saw it twice.
You could.
Nice. Zayn Reigns. Get
No, that's
Zayn Reigns.
Tony's. You know why? You know how I know?
Nice.
That's Tony's Asheries. Fucking other Creole seasonings are available.
For those who don't know, that's a crawfish boil. It's a Last Supper.
Yeah,
yes,
that's
folks.
so good.
Sacrilege for your Sunday night. Actually, Monday morning.
I mean, you
now.
can. It's
Happy
shellfish.
midnight.
You'll be fine. Can you read that?
Oh no. Insert Pookie to elect your flute.
Yeah. Your floop's got to be elected.
Insert Pookie. Insert Pookie to elect your flute.
Insert Pookie. I didn't even think about Pookie. That's good. Pookie is gonna be you gotta defreeze it, then shape it. All right. This is a dad joke. It's good though.
What do you call a dog that can do magic?
What?
You can't even.
A labracadabrador. Not a dog fan?
not a bad joke. Thank
Abracadabra. That's so good.
When does she have to drink?
Abracadabrador. I don't know.
What
is a fun game to play with your friends.
What is going on?
What
here?
is going on?
What the actual fuck?
Yeah. Thank you, Shama. Okay, so they got the kazoo in their mouth. and if you cry, then you have to get it again. Everybody else is dying just listening to him. Oh! Oh! Why? Oh, stop! Please, please make it stop. Please make it stop. Oh no, there's another like minute left of this. Oh my god. He's cheating. Oh my god.
This is fucking stupid.
They're all just I'm done Knoxville, look at her jackass.
Dude, prepare yourself. Are you ready? You ready?
Yeah.
Pay attention to this green dot.
Yes.
That one right there.
Oh, clothesline.
Oh, fuck.
No matter about
like that feeling Espiritu Santi. Et Patria et Filia Spiritu Nabisco. Like, I just felt like you would like that, you know?
That hurts.
And action.
What?
Go!
The planet's on fucking fire, as our friend at Backyard Politics used to say.
I didn't even think about that. That's good. Pull that out. Here you go.
Oh boy.
Your kids like this movie.
They did.
You ready? You ready for Frozen?
Uh-huh.
All right.
Rosie.
Let it go. Let it go.
Oh my.
Granddaughter.
What?
Let it go. Let it go.
What? I want my money back. Whatever
Cocaine's
that was.
a terrible drug.
whatever that was, that's meth. That's, by the way, that's not good. That's meth. I want my money back.
Let it go. Let it go.
Wow.
Might be both.
Don't do meth. In Russia.
One bear, one guy.
Here we go. Here we go, Fee.
Ладно, ладно. Ладно, Надь, держи. Держи.
Oh.
No, that's
He wanted the ice cream.
Icy creams.
You better
Numbers.
give me more. You better give me more. Notice
He
there's no video
he
about
better
after.
give me more.
There's no video afterwards because he fucking beat the shit out of that dude, and then ate him.
Later that day, Grizzly Man. You should never listen to this audio recording, no matter what you do. Yeah, don't Google that. You ever watch Grizzly Man?
No.
No? It's good. Werner Herzog.
Werner Herzog.
Werner Herzog. Everything is bleak and depressing.
Uh-oh. This looks... Oh my god. Oh!
Let's see that in slow motion, Cotton.
Oh, see, I thought it was actually worse. The first time I thought it was worse. I thought she did facial reconstruction. But actually, her armpit caught most of the brunt.
Possible broken rib, like.
Oh yeah. Her armpit caught a lot of it though.
What do you think happened to this guy?
Huh? Out. Dude. What is wrong with your fucking dumb ass? Yeah, dude. Like, what is wrong with you? I was waiting for the payoff. Like, dude, is it gonna hit the ceiling? Holy shit!
I want that on the soundboard.
That was like Schwarzenegger. Oh my word. Oh.
You ready for this one? All right. This is our new motivational speaker.
Gentlemen, good afternoon. I'd like to share with you all a few words on how I doubled my income in less than a year. Allow me to present the keys to suckies. Key number one, visualize suckies. Imagine how suckies would make you feel. That's not how you pronounce that. But first, you must define what suckies means to you. Not all suckies is the same. Women love suckies for men. That is true. Film yourself getting suckies and put it online. Should we leave? All right, I want to try something. Everyone pull out your peens. What? And write this down. Einstein, Beyonce, you and me. We all get the same 24 whores a day. Oh my God.
Do you have an extra peen? I lost mine.
You have an extra peen. I lost mine. You're welcome. Now you know the keys to suckies. Huh?
I'm not reacting to
All right,
that.
you gotta clean your PC. Yes, you are. By that, you just did. And therefore, I am the winner.
Oh!
Oh!
Oh! Highly flammable, sir. What the fuck?
Boba Fett got fucked. Whoa.
Dude.
Love that shit.
What the fuck?
Pat Zajac attacks.
Oh, I saw this. I saw this.
Did you?
Yes.
Pat Zajac attacks.
With a crossface.
Yep. Crossface. He's got that little 2-on-1. Got that Russian with the chicken wing. You know? Got it good. You know? That's like every World War One.
Ed, this is the way. Nice with the Boba Fett reference, the Mandalorian reference.
And full screen.
Voyage.
And action. Scroll him.
Where is he gonna stick this?
Quando molto bem.
Que nojo! Ixi, menino. Eu, hein?
Nice. Nice. He licked it. What they thought was earwax. That's outstanding. That's a good. You know
I just want to see that face.
Ixi, menino. Eu, hein?
Bro, April Fool's Day, by the way, is 5
What did
days
he
away.
use?
What? It's baby food. Baby food peaches.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, baby peaches.
Oh, peaches?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh my god. That's me right there. Look at the face. Like, yeah, dude. My girls can't wait to get me for April Fools. That's a good one. Damn.
So, new Ninja Turtles ride. I think they need to like work out some stuff.
Wait, you're not supposed to be strapped to a fucking propeller. Oh my god, look at the kid in the ring. Oh my god.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh, you can control it. He's doing that.
Oh my god.
Right?
That's
except it's like, oh, he might have like let go of them or something.
Oh.
But like, look, you're meant to be able to like
pull on one side and keep
move
yourself
them.
Oh.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
And he's just pulling on one. Why is that so funny?
Because that could be you.
Okay. You've tortured them long enough.
Sorry, I could watch that for hours.
I know
dude.
you could. I can see it. I saw you getting lost. Okay, that's not good.
This is just a night out.
Oh, 对不起，对不起。哦，没有厕所，老板，对不起。抱歉，老板，对不起，我找不到厕所，我找不到厕所。
Ah, no way！
人到底要
What? And he's still pissing. That's impressive.
Yeah. That's a really good bit. Remember that guy from the last fucking boats?
You don't know anything?
I don't know anything.
What were you doing inside?
Just drinking coffee.
Not gambling?
No, I don't. What? This is a coffee shop. There's no gambling. I don't know anything. I don't know.
What happened inside?
I don't know. I don't know nothing.
Don't say nothing, man. Don't say nothing.
Don't say nothing, man. Don't say it's fucking morning.
Oh my god, the vatos are out.
That's funny. Yep. All right.
Oh boy.
You know how we end things here.
Oh boy. Oh no, this is a prank.
Yep.
Prank.
And action.
What? No. What? I'm John Knoxville, look at the jackass.
Oh my god!
Oh my god, that's really funny. I see them doing that to what's his name? The big dude.
Johnny, not.
You okay, Derek?
Yes.
Are you okay? Derek, what happened?
No, I'm not okay.
Baby.
Derek,
Are you okay?
Derek, are you okay?
No, you tried to murder me.
oh, my fucking eardrums popped out.
Dude, I think I did way too many.
I think I did way
You
too
think?
many.
Call 911.
Oh my
Oh
god. I think she's an ex-girlfriend now.
Oh fuck, that's fucked. Action.
Is that? Oh. No. Oh. Okay, that's totally gonna blow right apart. That is not going to hold as a delivery vehicle. It's wood. It's not metal. Boom! Does it hit the camera? I don't know, but the stump is gone. I told you that stump was going to be gone.
The fence!
Holy shit.
Bliatna.
Wow.
Puka.
Where's the other piece of wood? Wow.
What wood?
And it's like tin can level strength, but still. Damn.
That's nutty.
Good thing you pulled the kid back. 18 injured.
Sound. Yeah.
I can't imagine why. Oh my god!
Shit.
Oh, wow.
Fuck me.
18 injured. That's nothing to joke about, but damn.
No.
Oh, I was wondering if you had it. I was wondering if you had it.
Oh yeah. I definitely brought it. It's Death by Chocolate. It's a fucking chocolate factory explosion. Of course I bring this Willy Wonka ass shit. Fucking what was it? What happened? Someone stitched this together with the like breaking out of the roof scene. Okay? Like what's there's the ceiling.
Yeah, and he goes
like,
right through.
Broke through the glass ceiling.
Your imagination. Yeah. Boom. Yeah.
Dude, that's fucking ridiculous.
That's a lot of chocolate Easter bunnies that just went up in smoke.
Aw. Praise Jim Bob.
Oh, Jim Bob.
Well, that's boats, everybody.
That's boats. All right, so I'm going to add a little something new to the end. Instead of just fumbling through the end, I actually prepared some shit. Hey, look at that. So this week on INN, what are we getting? I believe it is set for 9:30 p.m. Eastern tomorrow night. We got Crab and Chris. Big Mad Crab, Greg, has been doing a show with Bread and Circuses where they are deconstructing all of the propaganda narratives that are out there. So they're going to take a look at Hillary Clinton and the machine around Hillary Clinton tomorrow night. Then on Tuesday, now every day I wanted to make mention, and it'll be on the next thing, Angel Rivera, of course, our brother over at INN. He's been doing afternoon streams on his channel as well as over at INN. So even when there's question marks, look for Angel at 2:15 in the afternoon on those days. It's Tuesday, Wednesday, big day, big historic day at INN. Is the 1-year anniversary of INN News, which was started about 6 months after the network started. Reef said we shouldn't only have one news show on a news network. We should have probably a show that was around news. How do we miss that's good? But we should have another news show. So he and Colin decided that they were going to make INN News. I've been invited to be a guest a few times. I love it, and it's great, and they do a good job every Wednesday night. They're up to 6 stories a week now. They'll do a 4 in a live stream. They'll record a couple of their bits after that, and Wednesday night, they're going to have, I believe was the original, the OG first guest, or one of the first guests from INN News was Rob Durden, INN member. And we haven't seen Rob in a little bit. He's been over on his Rumble channel and doing some family stuff, but we're excited for Rob to make a little pop in and hang out with his brothers for a couple hours. Thursday, again, look for Angel. Friday, we got Tara. And then finally, I got one more slide. Don't forget.
I'll also be
Go ahead.
recording with JB that week as well.
Yep.
And we'll put that out Thursday probably or Friday.
So there'll be a clip from INN News there. United for East Palestine. At United for EP on I'm sorry, at United for EP on Twitter. The donor box should be in the description today. If it's not in today's description, it's in last week's live stream description. Or go to their Twitter page, it's there. Also member of their Facebook group. Jesse dropped a new album, Jesse Jet. And of course now what's it called? And Then the Sky Slammed Shut. It is a 5-piece spoken word album. Download for free at jessejet.bandcamp.com or drop him a couple of bucks. Listen to it. It's incredible. Angel in the Afternoons. That's what I want to call it. And then Rumble. Are there fake views? Give us a like over there. If you're over on Rumble, give us a like, share it, comment over on there. Right? Let us know you're actually there.
They don't match.
Right? And then also Spotify. Especially on Spotify, because it's a video version of this podcast. I trim out boats, so it's just the news stories, because if it's an audio format, it doesn't really translate well. So that it's cut for news and podcast format, it's just the news stories, and you can watch the video of that over on Spotify. Also, everywhere you get your podcasts, Apple, Google, Amazon, wherever it is, just search for How Do We Miss That by Indie Left News, and you should be able to find it. All right, I got it all out. So for Indy, I'm gonna say have a great night, everyone. Thank you so much for hanging out tonight, and like I always say every week, keep questioning everybody's motivations, everyone.
Keep listening to what Little Birds had to tell you. Good night, fam.
Bye. Have a great time.
I think I liked it better being blind, when I couldn't read between the lines, and when I couldn't see the cracks in the structure that lay bare before me the whole time. I think I liked it better back when I suspended disbelief and swallowed pride. I thought I knew the difference in the red from the blue, but they both bleed us so dry. They both bleed us so dry.
My favorite songs don't hit the same way. I get to the end of a 4-minute track and I'm only looking back thinking,